Welcome back. I'm Table Runner Crispy. It's getting late here, but I thought I would record a quick unsolicited advice for Dungeon Musings. Not a channel with which I'm familiar, and not a huge channel, certainly orders of magnitude larger than Table Runner, and that's okay. This was recommended to me by a viewer who said that he's a fan of Dungeon Musings. And I watched this session here. It's about an hour and a half long. And I zeroed in on something that has been a topic of interest of mine. A little bit of background. I like to play in character as much as possible. And there are things that come up when you're trying to stay in that character level that can be a bit of a challenge. One of them is history checks, knowledge checks, investigate checks. I mean, how are you going to stay in character with that investigate check? It's an interesting. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that, but I thought that I would show you this game. Again, it was recommended to me. I didn't find it myself, so hat tip to the individual who sent it to me. And I thought we would start it here. This game is about half an hour in. The first half hour is pretty much all recap. And we're just about to get a call for a dice check. So let's see how this goes. Now, let me just give you very briefly who we're looking at.
So then...
Whoops, excuse me 1 minute. So we're looking at Dungeon Muser. Here is the Dungeon Musing. It's his channel. He's the DM. And then to his left and to his right are the players. And let's see how this goes. And we'll stop the jazz in the background and we'll get right into it.
And let's start with Knox's comprehend languages. So having completed that, why don't you give us a history check with advantage, please?
Oh, awesome. Okay.
It's not called. Are they called checks in 5e? Are they called?
Yes.
They are called checks.
I believe they're ability checks.
Test. Oh well, maybe there's ability check.
We'll look it up in a second. But I do think we'll see. All right, history, and I think, yeah, and I have an expertise in history. In fact, not 20. You were right, Kevin.
Yep. There we go. Okay, so what this is, as you suspected, it definitely is Dwarvish, and it refers to it's all about Dwarvish.
Timestamp here after the check has been made is about 32 minutes. So 32 minutes into game, we have the check, to be exact, 32:13. Now we're going to get the resolution of that check.
The bits of the exposed script that you're able to analyze, like these are the annals of very ancient Dwarven history. And this seems to be with a nat 20, the name that the names that are included in here, they are quite ancient, but the names are closer to what you would recognize as the types of names that Dvergar would later use. So these,
okay.
if this is not a ancient Dvergar site, it is the ancient site of their predecessors. For whatever the race is. The origin of dwarves on the Flanace is actually a bit of a mystery. And the bifurcation of their race has a bunch of myths behind it, but there is an actual full understanding of how they've done it. Very close to that, yeah. Like it's a Dwarven, it's kind of a root language or root script that would be adapted, although this one with a nat 20, again, definitely can tell this is after this. If there was a split into the different kind of subspecies of dwarves, this occurred when that happened, like after that happened. So, although the look of this place doesn't have the overwhelming brutalism that you would expect of later Dvergar places, there isn't the there isn't a bunch of references to devils and things like that in here, for instance. With a nat 20, you happen to also be observing a part of this, and while it is in a language used...
Okay. We hear this a lot. With a nat 20, with a nat 20, with a nat 20, it's established the check was high. Character knows this. Just pass along the knowledge the character knows to the character as efficiently as possible.
Using phrases like, even though you can read it and understand it, there's always going to be some, idioms that they use to refer to things that you need context to be able to figure out what they're talking about.
Right.
But it is quite obvious to you that what they're describing is a war between the dwarves or the Dvergar or their predecessors and the Aboleth.
Oh.
So this entire place, if it continues on as what you've got here, this seems to serve as a pretty... It's almost like someone has transcribed battle reports to keep track of everything that has occurred in this. So it's going to take you a lot more time to give other context, but just because of your great role, there's a couple of obvious things that stood out to you about what this place was, what the writing on the wall is about.
That's very interesting, very cool. What I don't feel like, so Nox I know has no...
Okay. Is that the end of it? We're currently at 35:30. Now he's asking a question of what Nox would know. Let's see if this is rolled into the same history check or if there's a new check.
Previous history with Aboleth, so he wouldn't know what they're capable of. But his working theory is that what the destruction that we're seeing that's been wrought here may have been caused by Aboleth, because he does know they're powerful.
Yeah, why don't you give us a Arcana check, please? Let's see what other...
Okay. It's an Arcana check now. Let's see how this one goes.
We've talked about Aboleth in detail like 4 years ago. I think that the last time there you go. Wow. The last time we really spoke in detail about the Aboleth, I believe was...
Now I've zoomed in so you can see the players. What you can't see, and I'll link the original video in the description below, what you cannot see is the dice resolution that's happening on Roll20 or whatever they're using. I think it's Roll20, where the dice show up in the chat. But suffice to say, he got a 31 on his Arcana check. So let's see how this goes.
Your Bugbear party.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, Andrew,
That's
was Bugbear
awesome.
Party one of your high school cover bands? Perhaps the Bare Naked Ladies?
That sounds good to me.
I mean, they don't, but...
Well.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
There are some things that we're happy to promote as Canadian content. The Bare Naked Ladies are not one of them. So
Come on.
That
But
is
if I had
funny.
Is this related to the Arcana check?
we
We
had
have
$1 million,
worse bands that we exported, but
what's that?
like,
sorry.
if I had $1 million, though, I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Well, but no, not anymore. You wouldn't. You would, yes.
So
It's
with
just
the
Pay off the
Aboleth,
host.
here's what you know, Nox,
True.
is
Okay.
there's always Raj, exactly, or the Tragically Hip. Tragically Hip, you'll find hard-pressed Anne Marie. Yeah, we'll take our Anne Marie.
Oh, God.
Celine Dion, here we go. We're
That's
Right
making
now.
our Canadian content now.
Oh,
Why are we talking about this?
Watchmen.
Brian Adams is a good, I will say.
Yeah.
Brian Adams is pretty full of himself, bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
Just musically.
You can tell so that
Musically, yes.
this is the way we. I understand Australia treats its celebrities too. We're like, and the UK, where it's like, don't think you're too big. Canadian celebrities routinely brought down to size.
The UK though,
Yeah.
because Oasis is the height of pretentiousness, and
Yep.
they love it.
Yep.
They love it.
Yep.
So
They played when I was there in Scotland, and they played at this place called Murrayfield, which is a big open air football stadium,
Yeah.
like UK football, and we could hear them from our flat.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were so loud. It was amazing. It was like, oh, why you don't even have to go? This is great. Just sit here and-
This is a non sequitur, but there's a he does a cover, an acoustic cover, just him and a guitar playing Noel, not Liam. Of the Smiths, There Is a Light That Will Never Go Out. That is so fucking good. Like that's how he ended up playing. Johnny Marr ended up playing with him on some of their tours, is on account of him loving the Smiths so much. So
you're gonna make me look that up now.
They actually played. Like this wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna play, and then of course the brothers hate each other, so they're not gonna. Like they actually played.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They've
Wow.
been worldwide in the past year. They were in Toronto like a week ago.
Oh,
been
really?
selling out.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, this is okay. This was recommended to me. So you should check this out. They really liked your channel. I think it's more of a just hang out with friends. Now, there's nothing wrong with just hanging out with your friends. Totally fine. If that's what you're doing, totally fine. Hey, you may even have some buddies around and roll some dice from time to time, but it's what I would consider to be a very loosely called D&D. It's more just hanging out, shooting the breeze. I'm way more aggressive. I want my role play. I demand role play now. We're 38 minutes in. We've watched about 6 minutes. It's half an hour after all the recap stuff that took the first third. It's only an hour and 30-minute game. I just wonder, when do we get back to the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, one friend, I don't think you're the target market, Andrew.
Want more money?
You might have been too young for Oasis to be too much of an oldie for you.
Oh no. Oasis was not an oldie for me. No, Oasis was still a thing for me.
Okay. I was in my 20s, I think, when Oasis was really big, so that would have probably put
I
you.
was right,
Yeah.
right in that time frame. Yeah.
Don't look back in anger, guys. Come on.
Here we go.
Anyway, okay, so the Aboleth.
The 90s. That was
Yes, the Aboleth.
The Aboleth.
The more you let the game be this, the more difficult it'll be to hold player attention on the game itself.
Are a bunch of they're a pair of touring brothers.
This is the Arcana check on Aboleth.
Others who were heavily influenced. They used to be roadies for Inspiral Carpets too. Anyway, the what do you call it? The Aboleth are much older. Well, here's one thing you know is that the Aboleth are a much older species than any of the really of the surface species. Like the Aboleth, one of the reasons why there so little is known of them is in part because they're extremely, hostile towards other species. They're rampant slavers of other species. They physically transform other species into their servants. But there is said to have been a time before giants, before the dwarves, before the elves, before the giants, before the dragons, when the Aboleth were dominant. And it's said that there is a mad wizards will talk about certain of species from the Flanace found in hidden places are from a distant and far realm. Some lump the Aboleth in with that. Others speculate that the Aboleth are the original owners of the Flanace, that they are the first, and that everything else is usurpers since then. It's also
This is one player's Arcana check. What are the rest of the players doing through this? Very, very, very patient players here.
also theorized that they have fallen a catastrophic distance from the peak of their civilization to where they find themselves now, and in addition to what form they find themselves in. They are a mutable, potent, magical species that has had to adapt to a very different environment, and also happens to have exceptional control over the warping of biology of others. Even the most basic Aboleth can transform any surface species into a scum, right? So, all of which is to say, if there was a war between the dwarves and them, it was very much an very, very, very old species. You are closer in time now, sitting in this ruin, to when this place was at its height.
We're 10 minutes in from where I started it. A history check and an Arcana check. 10 minutes.
Than when they were facing the Aboleth and when the Aboleth fell.
I see.
So it is a unthinkably old time. As for what the destruction that was wrought here, quite possibly. Who knows? Like the Aboleth have wide varieties of species and things they can rock. Not for nothing. It's even speculated that some of the more unusual species you find here, things that do not have any biological sense, like trappers and mimics, it's said that they are the leftovers of and wild escapes of Aboleth creations.
That's really cool.
I feel like there's a drinking game to be had here. Where's my tea?
Cool and scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and we also obviously know, or believe / know that the Mind Flayers may be in league with the Aboleth.
Yeah.
And if they are, I should phrase it this way: if they are in league with the Aboleth, it's going to be a serious problem.
And that's where with that good of a rule too. In contrast, the Mind Flayers you could think of more as opportunistic. And certainly from that far realm. There's no question that the Mind Flayers, the Illithid, are alien. Although how long they have been here, and whether because they have mastery of the magic of the mind, the invisible art, some scholars call it, then, I mean, is there time travel involved? Who the fuck knows? Illithids seem eternal and unchanging and always alien in the truest sense of the word, that, not of this realm. So
I think while Nox is, reading all these things and figuring all these things out, in between being terrified, he's also fascinated by the scope of what is just like touched on here. Like it just points to a much bigger universe than he's even, really comprehended.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you may you may think of what you are facing now too. If you are taking up arms against the Aboleth, if they are the true masters here, looking around potentially is the consequence of one ancient martial species that took up arms against what.
How you doing, Will? You hanging in there? think Will's fading, guys. We got to get this going. We have to get this going. We're now at 45-minute mark.
You now face.
And just out of curiosity, if
No more from you. George, the description was way too long. That wasn't your fault, George. George is the player. But you've had a lot of turns. Can Jeff, Dave, Will, Andrew, can we now move to them? How does that work in this game? I'm not entirely sure.
if you were to say, I don't know, dedicate yourself to the aboleth, will they give you power? I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend?
Just stop.
Okay, that's all right. So I think I will spend my hour like kind of contemplating all this, and eventually I will report back to everybody because I won't keep any of this for anyone. But I'll wait till everybody else gets to do their thing before I return to the party with this information.
So you are doing that. While you are doing that, Shuck 2, would you give us a...
That's Andrew. That's Andrew here. Okay. Let's see what happens.
A perception check, please.
All right. I'm not 100% on board with this, Dungeon Muser. Why does he do a perception check? Is this a passive perception thing, or can we have Andrew describe where he is in the world, maybe say what he's doing? Is he on lookout? Why ask for the perception check? If it's a passive one, couldn't you just do that?
Are you satisfied with that?
I really hope this is not just a justification to give us a long description.
Oh, don't do that.
No.
No, I'm not satisfied with that. Not taunting me like there's more to learn.
That's an
You care to
ability
spend the
check.
group's inspiration. Heroic inspiration.
I have, I don't know if I still have them, but 4 quartermaster dice.
Is Dave's character close by? Does he notice the failed check? How do you incorporate these kind of meta game abilities into the game? I'd prefer to see them have them be part of the game rather than outside of the game.
For
Those are
ability checks.
usable during the journey. The journey has ended.
Okay, so you have some meta currencies in this that you can only use during certain conditions. Okay, fair enough.
But it's a good question, though, and good effort to make use of those resources.
Thanks for trying to have a turn.
So
That's right. I don't have 4 dice you can use, Andrew. I'm sorry.
I don't want to. This doesn't feel like something we should waste it on. Seems not bad.
we have 2 humans in the party, so they will have heroic inspiration at the start of the day.
Yes.
Coaching a little bit here, I think. What can the game not progress if he fails his perception check? Does the game grind to a halt at that point? How important is this perception check? Maybe something just comes out of nowhere and now he has to deal with it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Now it's on me. Get it off.
What do perception checks often reveal?
Yeah. Andrew, we know that you can do very well on these checks. So, it's
It's actually embarrassing. I rolled a 3. That's my score with a 3.
That's what I'm saying. So and like Dave was just saying, this is we might be able to use this another point, or we might learn something that's going to benefit us.
We're doing a turn by committee now. Why are we doing this?
Later down the line, so I think it is worth doing.
Okay. You convinced me. There we go.
Very
That's a good goal.
Nice.
So then, Shuk-Tu, what's going through your mind?
Okay, he just asked for a perception check. Now he's asking you what you're thinking? Do you have to roll a perception check in order to have thoughts as the character? We are at 47 minutes, 33 seconds. Let's see how long this takes.
As you're traveling through this utterly barren and desolate, this has a sepulchral feel to it. Like this is in your travels.
I do have to compliment Dungeon Musings. He has a very good radio voice. Excellent even. It's very good. His voice is excellent. Sound quality, top notch.
Through the darklands, through the deep places, you've no doubt come across places like this. People may think of the Underdark as just surface people, as just, sprawling miles of tiny caverns and things like that, and that is not the case. Like, this is reflective of the type of variety to be found within there. And it is not uncommon to suddenly find yourself traveling through things and then find a snippet of a lost civilization or a lost people. What's going through your mind as you move away from your companions?
I think, first relief. There wasn't much Shuk-Tu could do to contribute to trying to bring Cal back. He very much wanted to, and he felt just as much compelled, but helping find this place and helping provide the space in which to do this was what he could do, and so he's feeling relief that we've managed to find this, and that we can get this done. And then I think, Shuk-Tu's an explorer at heart, and then it's mostly just awe, even for him, because even though I'm used to seeing, finding these kinds of things, it's not like it happens every single day you're traveling either. So it's always exciting to Shuk-Tu when he does find this. So really eager. And then I think at one point maybe Panther kind of nudges and tries to start sniffing around too, and Shuk-Tu might have a moment where he's remembering that this used to be the thing that him and Beetlebait would do, and so this is also the first time he's going to do this with his new companion too. Mm-hmm. So just a whole mix of emotions and stuff that he's kind of experiencing as he's doing this.
It's perhaps in that moment when you're the most distracted, because otherwise you are, your bonus in perception in general, plus your sort of general rangerliness, means you are hyper aware in a lot of circumstances. But you're distracted by this, and you sort of, maybe scritch behind the ear on Panther, and that's when you hear.
All right. It's a little thing. I acknowledge it's a little thing, but I myself do not like it when a dungeon master tells me what I'm doing. Oh, you're petting you're scratching behind the ear of your panther animal companion. Can't I do that? Why I don't feel the need to have the dungeon master take that editorial control?
Sort of the sound of it's very subtle, and if it was not for your hyper keen senses and your just awareness of your surroundings, particularly when you're traveling through areas like this where you're exposed to a lot of angles. Don't tell him yet, Ant. Hold on, he can find out in a second. Always wants to jump to cut to the chase here. Jeez. Yep. So what you hear is the sound like old flexing leather, almost like the bending or twisting of something, not a rope, but something akin to that, and like gloves on a leather bound stick. gloves would be a good example because it sounds like there's a couple of things, and you happen to look suddenly over your shoulder, and what you can see suspended from the bottom of.
I also, you know me, I don't like the you look over your shoulder, you turn around, you now. No. Not a fan of that.
Of one little remnant of an overhang, like perhaps something akin to like this here, where there is a.
He's pointing to something, you can't see it. He's just pointing to a solitary pillar, a column left over in the ruins of some underground city. It's really nice artwork. Nothing against the artwork.
Little shadowed, nave.
Yeah,
underneath.
perfect little place for eight-legged creatures.
And that's what you see. Something is hanging down, is suspended from a web in it, and it is your dark vision is affording you some benefit here. This thing is probably about.
This is a perception check. Why is it taking so long? We're now at 51 minutes in. Why is it taking so long? Dungeon Master, why can't we get quick resolutions on these?
About the size of your hand. So, like, it's not small as far as spiders go, but spiders down here are much, much bigger. But the thing the thing that stands out to you, though, is that it seems.
Does a perception check... What's another way, Dungeon Master, that you could highlight the unusual of this creature you're describing without saying what stands out to you? I would prefer to just tailor the description so that the eye is drawn to, just naturally drawn to the unusual, rather than, hey, this really stands out to you. I feel like that's more heavy-handed than it needs to be.
Seems to have its eyes. You know that it's the multiple eyes that a spider would have on its head. It's not facing towards you. It is instead its abdomen that is facing towards you, and it's from that the thing the web is suspended. But the abdomen has one other feature that draws your attention, and that is that somehow the chitin has folded back like a vertical eye. And I say so because there is a cataract over ancient eye set within its abdomen that is staring directly at you. It's at a distance of about 60 feet away.
You can see that from 60 feet away? You can make out cataracts from 60 feet away in the dark with dark vision? Really?
But I will let you, because you rolled so well in your perception, you caught it. You could try and conceal that you...
No more coaching. Don't coach. Don't coach this player. I'm assuming these are all experienced players. They don't coach them.
You've noticed it.
Sure. Yeah. Probably want to do that. Just for the record, I think we can forego imagery. I think I got a good enough mental image here. Don't need a picture.
I swear to God,
FYI.
I didn't intend it for it to be your character looking around, and as soon as we were getting ready, I'm like, oh shit, it's another spider for Andrew. Jeepers.
I'm actually. It's not the spider. Yeah, Will's right.
It's the weird
eyeballs,
eyes.
not the spiders.
Yeah, I know what gets you, man. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel your pain, brother.
I'm never allowed having spiders in my home game because my partner is very arachnophobic. I'm like, well, there goes some really creepy good monsters. But
Yeah.
When did we get away from just saying spouse, like my wife, my girlfriend? What's with this partner stuff? I'm going to show my age here. Why are we talking about partners? That to me is so, it's just, it feels cold. When I think partner, I think business partner. I don't think a romantic relationship. And if it's not a romantic relationship, it's your buddy, my friend, partner.
I won't do that for him.
Tournament,
yeah,
do what World of Warcraft does. Turn them into crabs. World of Warcraft has an arachnophobia mode where you can just turn it on and all the spider models will turn into crab models. Yeah. Yeah, it's super fucking cool.
The webs make a lot less sense, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, it's a fantasy world. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I know, I'm joking.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will try to conceal the fact that I saw it. Yeah.
Sure, give us a stealth check.
Just to kind of try to see what it does. And stealth, you said?
Stealth, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible. Yeah. What do we see?
The reason why there's this pause after the what do we see, describe what your character is doing, is because that is not the norm. If that's the norm, then that doesn't have to be prompted ever.
I think I will. Maybe Panther makes a noise, and I use that to make it look like I'm paying attention to her. But then one eye is I'm angled just so that I can keep one eye trained on any movement I see from.
Like a almost with mechanical precision, as you move, it sort of moves along and then will retract itself up along the line so as to get a new angle. That's a good enough stealth check. You can kind of track where this thing is, and it.
Why would stealth involve the tracking? Wasn't he just trying to quietly move away? He's backing up so he can still watch this thing. 60 feet away, about the size of your palm. "60 feet away. I mean, that's some distance."
Continues to move almost as if it's turned around and in reverse. So for as long as you are in view here, you likely can outpace this thing. Definitely, you're bigger, you're faster, but
I mean, I could just hop on the Panther too.
You likely could outpace this thing. Why? Isn't that entertaining a hypothetical? Well, maybe you could run faster than this. There's a way of finding out whether or not you're faster than something. It's when it's chasing you. It's not chasing. So why are we giving that information away?
But are we we're still pretty close to where the rest of the group is,
you're probably,
right?
Yeah, no line of
No one really understands where they are.
sight to them, but you're probably within 200, 300 feet of them.
Yeah. I neither want to lose sight on this thing, nor do I want to necessarily lead it back to my people. So I'll chill here for a little bit, continue to try to watch it, and maybe kind of start working the long way around to try to get myself within view of where I can see them, the rest of the group, in case I need them.
Do any of you guys have message as a spell?
What? Why are you asking them that? Let's find out.
Ooh, I probably don't have it prepped.
No.
I don't even know if I've got it as an access. I know I've got sending.
Um,
I don't even think I have that spell.
I can blow things up.
It's a cantrip.
I definitely
things
don't
up.
have it.
Okay. The reason I asked, in our Parador game on the weekend,
The reason you're asking is because in a different game something happened?
that turned out to be exceptionally useful.
Blowing stuff up helps too.
I wonder. Well, actually, maybe not. Does a spider count as an arachnid or an animal?
This one does not. What are you thinking?
I have speak with animals.
I mean, you could try.
That's assuming it's mind you.
Okay. The reason why he's asking you this is because you entertain these kind of questions. If the answer is always you can try, then eventually the hope is the players stop asking you, could I do this? That's a hypothetical. Hypothetically, could I do this? Would it work if I did this? I don't disagree, Dungeon Musings. I don't disagree at all with your answer. You could try. I think that should be established in the first session. This is session 240. That's a lot of sessions. Anyway, session 240, it should be well understood by now that the only way your character knows if something works or not is if they try it.
It's got a freaky eye on the back of it. This thing's not a normal spider, so maybe a chat is not a good idea.
You could give us an Arcana check if you'd like.
Uh-oh. It's another Arcana check.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
wow.
shocked.
There's
I'm
no
not-
way.
I'm not trained in it.
The way you can see, so because of the amount of bugs and things and whatnot, and that you find centipedes, termites, spiders, all the things that have that kind of chitinous thing, you can tell the difference between something that has healthy chitin and something that is dead. And this thing is most certainly dead.
I see. Okay.
Is that an Arcana check? I mean, it's your call at the end of the day. To tell if something is dead? Roll Arcana? I don't know. It's your call. I mean, that's your discretion.
Cool.
No, not at all.
Would I need to roll another stealth if I want to try to quickly?
Would I need to roll another stealth if I want to try to quickly? No, Andrew. Just start your sentence with, I move quickly.
Without it noticing me, shoot it before it can react?
If you
Could I potentially move quickly and shoot it before it can react? Where are you looking into the future to get that information? Don't answer that.
like to try and shoot it, sure. Yeah, I mean, you definitely you would have effectively advantage on the attack roll because it's not expecting that with your.
How does he know what it's expecting? For all he knows, it has arcane sight. Or whatever magical ability in that cataract eye that can tell what he's up to, what he's thinking, what he ate for breakfast.
Stealth.
So I just
Lightning arrow.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. No, I'm going to hold on that one because I might need it if it's got friends.
If all this is just hypotheticals, and then at the end of the day, Andrew doesn't take any of them, what are we doing? How is that respecting the time of Will and Dave and Jeff and George and yourself, Dungeon Muser?
You know what? No, I'm going to hop on to Panther and hope that I can easily outrun this thing, and I'll just
Definitely.
go back to the group.
What I will get you to do, if you want to, if you also want to conceal your trail back or conceal the way back, just give us another.
He didn't say that. He didn't say he was going to conceal. He just said, I jump on the back of the Panther and the Panther moves. Now you're coaching him. Oh, but what about concealing the tracks? Does the spider track its prey by the footprints that are left? I don't know. Maybe this one does.
Stealth check.
Sure, yeah.
It will not, for now, it'll definitely not know that you're oh yeah.
Make this stealth check, but it's not going to know that you're... Why are we doing it?
So, I mean, Panther can also climb walls, right? So you can imagine the with the broken ruins, how much you can just skitter up and skitter over and then go down again. And
look at a spider and go, oh, you think you're hot shit? Watch this. Blah, 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 blah. Anything you can do.
So then let's bring us back to the ruins where everyone else is, and Chuck 2 will be rejoining you there. Chill, what do we see as you complete your ritual and Calidor rejoins the land of the living?
There is a light, and
that never goes out.
Does not. There is a light that emanates from nowhere.
Yeah.
A column of light, bluish pale white.
Does the spider see it?
Just comes right down onto the torso.
Love it.
Spreads out through Calidor's body.
Okay, well, I do like this too. I like the description from the player of what their magical effects do. I like that. Top marks for that.
Okay.
And he awakens.
Cal, you are back. You feel quite sore and weary. You know, the wide...
Okay, it's Cal's turn. He's just been raised from the dead. That's Jeff, right? Jeff is playing Calidor. Just raised from the dead. Can he roleplay that? Let's just see how he roleplays that.
Spread penalty to all rolls tells me that's not only physically taxing, it is emotionally,
don't
mentally.
Coach him on, no need to coach him on it. We're just going to see. He's going to get an opportunity now. It's kind of tough for you, Jeff, because you've been dead for the first hour of this hour and a half game. So that's kind of rough. But they finally got you back up. Now it's your chance. Role play like crazy. Be aggressive about it. How are you going to role play this?
You're just absolutely tapped out physically, emotionally.
Not your turn. Dungeon Muser. You don't. He's going to role play. He's got all the role play books behind him. All of them. He knows how to do this. Take it away, Jeff.
I don't even think he opens his eyes when he's sort of first awake, first raised. Mm-hmm. He probably just lays there where they have placed him.
I prefer first person. I absolutely prefer it. But this is okay. Let's see where it goes. Does Jeff get the room to do this?
And listens, he's not even sure where he is or what's going on.
I'm assuming the first thing you hear is maybe Alicia saying, "Did it work?"
Wait, Alicia? That's Dave's character. Why are you speaking for Dave's character? I haven't heard Dave say much. Can we have Dave say that, maybe? Why is it that you're saying it?
If you're keeping
Alicia?
your eyes closed,
So you hear sort of a whispered voice.
And understand me. It's not that Dave disagrees with what you've said here. It's just that it's his character. He should be deciding what his character says.
Was Alicia?
Eleanor, are you with us?
I guess so. What happened?
Jails brought you back.
No. Coralon has brought him back. I am merely the vessel,
Good job, Will. I like that.
the pass-through, the gateway.
Well, thank you.
I like that. That's good. I love when the priest character gives deference to his deity, right? And then make sure everyone else knows. No. I didn't save you. I like that. Well done.
For being here to channel Coralon's power, friend.
I would not be anywhere else than beside you, my friend.
I appreciate it. Where the hell are we? And you see now he opens his eyes a little bit, sort of strained.
It's so much more elegant and efficient to just say, I open my eyes slightly, blinking at the light, what little there is. It's you see he opens his eyes. Maybe not everyone does see that. Maybe Andrew's character is still riding his panther back to camp, and George is still pondering the intricate histories of the Aboleth.
Nowhere in particular. Surrounded by death and desolation, and
The usual.
Yeah, the usual. We're in the crap. We're in the crapper, man. Just like before. But breakfast is on. Let's get at it.
the usual.
I imagine if you open your eyes, assuming you're lying on your back, you may at first think that, you're looking into the
Don't tell him what he thinks. Just if you have to describe the surroundings, just describe what's there.
sun, but you realize the lack of warmth coming from it, and the light just looks off to you, and then you sort of look around and realize that there is this magical illumination coming in inconsistent degrees throughout this sprawling ruin.
Right.
And you can hear the sound of running water echoing in a vast cavern.
We're somewhere huge.
We're still underground.
And geez, with those high ceilings and those cascades going down, can you imagine the ambient white noise in here?
Yeah,
The
the echo.
echoey noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Some former city.
And maybe this is where Knox could come back, having spent his time reading, the things. What's the duration of Comprehend Languages?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dungeon Musings, for posting your games. I think it's great that you do so. It takes a level of bravery to do that. You open yourself up to others watching your game and having opinions on it, such as myself. I want to thank your players, George, Jeff, Dave, Will, and Andrew. Obviously, they have also acquiesced to having themselves posted on your channel. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for posting this. And I think the individual that pointed me at this said that they had really enjoyed Dungeon Musings. And I guess my feedback for you, I don't know your first name. I apologize. I'll just say Dungeon Musing. The resolution of your checks, even knowledge, especially knowledge checks, arcana checks, perception checks even. It seems very drawn out to me. Very drawn out. I think there are ways of still communicating that depth of information without it taking 5 to 10 minutes each time. We watched half an hour, almost exactly a half hour of this game. The game itself is an hour and a half. So we watched a significant portion, a third of this game. Not a lot going on. Pretty slow, I would say. Now, there are times where the game will be slow, and I don't think you need to worry so much about it. Sometimes, a little bit of a slow burn is warranted. You know, we've got a dead companion that we're raising from the dead, so that's going to take some time, but it still felt really slow. And the other thing I would just say is if you're going to stray into you think this or you notice what strikes you as most unusual, you're especially when you get into the feeling side of things. If you're going to ask the players like you did, what's going through this player's character's mind? What are they thinking? And then they go on a long monologue about what they're thinking. Then I think when you do that, it is essentially you saying, this is the domain of the player. So I find it a little jarring when you go back in and say, well, no, you think this. Well, no, wait, you asked me what this character is thinking. I gave you an answer. Why are you telling me what he's thinking now? Do you follow what I'm saying? And the last tip I would give is don't coach the players. Don't coach them. Oh, well, this. Don't entertain hypotheticals. I guess that's a separate thing. But you know what? I do these in one take. Don't coach. You don't need to coach. Especially, I think these are experienced players. I could be wrong on that. I don't know their background. But certainly, don't answer questions of, well, if I do this, what happens? I liked your answer before. You have to try it. You're gonna have to try and see. You try it, see what happens. That's always the answer. When a player comes in and says, hey, if I were to do this, I mean, you just don't get that kind of glimpse into the future. I'm sorry. It would be nice if you could get a glimpse into the future, but you can't. Doesn't happen. Nice ambient music, beautiful artwork there, but it just not a lot happened. I'm not sure session 240 is going to have a whole lot of material from which session 241 is going to have to recap. Like, well, we raised the one guy from the dead. Great. Okay. We saw a spider. It was weird. Okay. We learned a bunch of stuff on, we learned about the aboleth and a little bit about the linguistics or the linguistic traits of this area. We talked about Anne Murray, Bryan Adams, and Bare Naked Ladies. There's quite a bit of talk about cover bands. Not sure that's as useful. Thanks for watching, folks. This has been Unsolicited Advice for Dungeon Musings. Again, I express my thanks to the content creators themselves who put these things out there. Wish them all the best, and I wish all of you the best for your games. I hope they are exciting and memorable all the time. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Good night.